Streaming?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, there he goes. All righty. All right, let's get it on live out of Perth Amboy, New Jersey again. And Lancaster, Pennsylvania. This is welcome to the Jersey Boys Sports Talk, hosted by Byron Jones and Victor Arocho, brought to you by the Sportscast. Today's October 12th, 2023. Time is flying. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the Sportscast on all our channels, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes. If you like our show, we're streaming live on YouTube. Please smash the like button and subscribe, hit the notifications. Leave a comment, ask some questions. We'd really appreciate it. We also have, we are on a podcast on Stitcher, on Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts. Just go to Jersey Boy Sports Talk. You should see the sign of me and Byron behind us. And subscribe. If you leave us a review, it'll help us out tremendously. Again, smash the like button if you like what you're seeing here. And we're excited for today's show because we got some good stuff to talk about. We stream every Thursday at 8 p.m. on YouTube and on Facebook. And listen to us. You could hear go to your smart speaker and just hit play the Jersey Boys Sports Talk. Mr. Byron Jones, how are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. Today was a great day. It was nice and warm outside. I got nothing done today, so it was a good day.
I am yeah, it's starting to get a little chilly though. I'm still here, so but it's colder. Benny's got like AC on. It's nice and cold in here. So I like it. It was warmer outside than it was inside. Um but I head back to sunny Florida Saturday, so I'm excited. I can't wait.
Oh, man.
I enjoy it here. The thing is, Byron, I didn't come here. Like, I came here for the reunion, and then I'm doing some work, and then just other stuff. But either case, I'll get into that a little later. And we also have our guest, a regular guest, Mr. Eric Winters, the perennial Philadelphia fan. Mr. Winters, thank you for joining the show.
Hey, what's going on? Perennial though? I feel like I'm dug in over here. What are you talking about? I'm dug in over here. 5-0. We definitely dug in.
We're going to get into that a little bit too. So we got our Philadelphia fan enjoying his 5-0 season, and well deserved. But let's get right into it. We're going to start off with we started off last week when I was talking about that I feel worse this year about the Giants than I did 4 years ago. And then Byron, you had the similar sentiments. I go, but at least, they didn't get beat. I thought they were going to score more than 70 points.
Giants.
Okay. So, it's almost like that was almost a victory coming out of just not getting blown out. You know what I mean? Against Miami. And I had some of our friends, the Serranos, I know went down there. There's some friends from Jersey that flew down to Miami. I don't know if they went to the game or they were around the game. Everybody wants to go to Miami and watch the game, but they're just we got our first defensive score. That was nice, but unlike other teams, it didn't really help us out. But at least there are some signs that they have some energy level there. I just don't feel like they're still playing. They don't seem enthusiastic. What are your thoughts?
They just don't have no fire on both sides of the ball, like none. And the turnstile, that right tackle, Evan Turnstile Neal, he's just I never I watched him play at Alabama. He was a great player down in Alabama. I talked to Justin, and Justin sit there and says, well, maybe drinking the Jersey water has something to do with how bad he's playing. That was his answer. But the offensive line is beyond awful. I got a whole list of everybody that's hurt, that didn't play, didn't practice, and it just looked bad. And yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm a defensive guy, and I've coached offensive line and defensive line, but I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Eric, I know this is enjoyable for you, but let's get some objectivity on it. Hey, what do you think about how they play? They just don't seem energized.
I'm looking at it from a different set of eyes, and damn, am I at a funeral or what? Like, come on, man! Like, listen, it's the beginning of the season. I know we only 5 games into 17, but hey, man, all I'm gonna say is this: I'm actually feeling like I'm a Giants fan. Pump y'all brakes. Listen, trust me and you. They're going to get it together. I've been said it's going to come down to us versus you guys because it always end up coming down that way because we already know what Dallas going to do. We know what they're going to do. They're actually starting before they actually happen. You know, you got what's his name? Parkinson's or whatever his name is.
Parsons. Mike
Parsons.
Mm-hmm.
He's on there arguing with 49er guys. Like, what do you argue with them for? And y'all just got trash. Like, chill out. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, with your guys, you just got to figure out what the coach exactly. You guys have a great coach. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not down on all the players, but what I am down on is the fact of the effort that they're giving. Like, I give y'all that. They're not giving full effort because you can't give full effort if you don't know the questions on the test. That's what I'm going to tell you right now. If you can't comprehend what's on this test that's in front of you, you definitely not going to give full effort. All you're going to just do is fill in the bubbles. That, you know, that's pretty much it. And that's what they're doing. They probably don't understand what's going on in front of them right now. That's all.
So Byron, go ahead, Byron. That's good.
Yeah, these guys are getting paid a lot of money to know what's going on. The offensive line coach is getting paid a lot of money to know what's going on. And for them to come out there and do some of the things they do, you know, on the offensive line and people getting hurt and all this other stuff. And, you know, Daniel Jones needs to show a little fire. You know, maybe he needs to haul off and kick one of them right in the crack of their butt, you know, then maybe, you know, that they would start playing a little bit better. But that you know, to be a professional athlete, that is disgusting to watch. I used to watch it, well, you know, from the 70s. This is this team right now is worse than like the 70, 71, 72, that whole era. They're bad. They're not good at all.
Listen. I'm not here to argue or fight or fuss about your team because
we're here to argue, Eric. This is shows are here to argue. Don't hesitate arguing. This is the art of sport is debate, and the debate is an argument. So don't be fearful to argue. Argue.
I'm not here for the smoke. My team, all right. We doing all right. When y'all said
we'll get to your team. Don't worry about that. Let's take one team at a time. Don't just quickly jump the ship yet.
But what I am saying is again, man, just be patient, man. Peace be still. That's what I know. Peace be
wait a minute. We're gonna start arguing right now. Ain't no way in hell the Eagles gonna lose 5 games. I know. Ain't no way they're gonna lose 5 games the rest of the year. There's no way the Giants.
Hold on.
No way.
Mm-hmm. Don't bring all that bad juju over here.
I'm just letting you know that there's no way the Eagles.
How's that bad juju? How's that bad juju? He's telling you they're not going to.
They are not going to lose 5 games.
He's trying to do that reverse. You know
No. You're bringing the bad juju. You're a typical Philadelphia fan, right? You don't want your opposing opponent to say something nice because in your mind you think we're twisting it.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
I said not, Brian.
I'm not.
And Byron's not twisting it. Byron's telling it like it is. He's like, you're not going to, if anything, because I'm telling you, with all due respect, I don't think you're playing as good as you guys have the ability to play. And you're still 5-0.
Yes, because we learned. I mean, you also have to understand this too. I've always said this, and I'm going to keep saying this. Real football isn't played until the leaves drop off.
You said that, right. Exactly.
I say that.
And we're all agreeing with preseason that they're not playing in preseason. So like the first 2 games are extensions because you know who's playing good is the Kansas City. Remember, Kansas City went 2-4 last year, right, Byron?
Kansas City, yeah, you're right.
They went 2-4 last year.
Right. You're right.
And they won. They're Super Bowl champions, if I'm mistaken.
All right, then you have to say that. You know, I don't need no thoughts of remembering that.
Oh yeah, there you go. I forgot. I did, for a moment there, I even forgot who they were to. You just brought it to my attention. But I'm just saying to you that the Philadelphia Eagles, which the debate that we had, which was not necessarily debate, but the discussion, the topic of discussion was preseason. Guys not playing, offense is not getting in. You made the comment, football doesn't start till it starts snowing, till it gets cold, and so the other guys aren't playing. So maybe that's attributing to them not playing well off the bat. I mean, the only team that's playing well right out the gate is San Francisco.
Yeah,
then there's no joke. But Byron said they played a lot of their players.
Yeah, during
preseason.
Yeah, they don't play around over there.
Byron said that they were out the gate. Their people played.
Well, you got to understand, their quarterback just came off a major surgery. Then on top of that, they didn't know if they was going to keep Jimmy G string, and then they got rid of him, and then they turned around and got rid of the first string quarterback that they got. I mean, first round draft quarterback that they got.
Trey Lance.
Yeah, they got rid of him. And so you had to figure out what type of team that you were going to be. And, we already know about Christian McCaffrey. So there's no question of who that guy is. But who's going to be his backup just in case he pull that, that
magic hurt. Yeah. Because he's been getting hit.
Yeah,
I have a friend of mine.
It's pretty good. The backup behind him is pretty good.
Well, they got to give him some. They got to give him some runs because he's getting hit, man. Because who's getting hit, and then all of a sudden he broke a big one. I mean, McCaffrey's tough for a 210-pound running back.
Listen, you played ball.
That dude's tough, man.
You played ball before, right? So you know you got to, in order to play football, like you gotta get out there and do football. You got to really get the scars, the bumps, the bruises. You got to fall on the ground. You got to do all of that.
There's no doubt. But at 210 pounds, that's not a big running back.
No. But how is it that
it is now in these days?
How is it that the San Francisco?
No, it's not. Look at Henry. Henry's huge.
Yeah. How is it that the San Francisco 49ers figured it out as far as playing their guys during preseason, but everybody else doesn't do it?
You got John Lynch as their GM, so he's
an old school guy.
And then he
was good, tough defensive player.
Yeah.
Well, he came down,
and he also had to save his butt because of that Trey Lance deal, right? So you don't know if that added to it. Like, look, I better put this team to get going early because I gave up a lot of stuff for this guy.
Yeah, but the 49ers are built perfectly. You got Bosa in the front. You got those two linebackers, Greenlaw and Warner, and then you got the safety. They got all pro guys at all three levels. That's a perfect build like that.
So let me ask you this question though. What is the quarterback then?
Well, he was talking on defense side. But let's get to the 49ers in a little bit. I don't want to get too deep into 49ers because I want to get to the 49ers and Cowboys, how they whooped them down. So we can get into that next. Because you know, I predicted it, right? I said it. Byron, I said it. As great as everybody kept thinking about how good Cowboys are, I'm like, they haven't played anybody. They played Daniel Jones. They played Zach Wilson. And who was the third team they beat? And they lost the Cardinals, right? Yeah. And then who was the other team they came back and beat? Bad, and which wasn't a good quarterback. It was the third game they beat. Here, let me see. I'll look it up. So they didn't play anybody. And then of all the games they played, right? The defense saved them, but they saved them on. They beat was it the Patriots?
I believe it was.
Yeah, it was the Patriots, of which their record after a loss is pretty high. So that was just bad my part. But look who they played against: Mac Jones, right? Daniel Jones and Zach Wilson, right? All three of those quarterbacks made very poor plays that turned into defensive scores. So literally, Dak didn't have to do anything.
True.
Okay, and those three quarterbacks, Zach Wilson, hey, God bless him. He's starting to play better. I got a little bit of love for Michael Parsons only because how he defended Zach Wilson when Rodney Harrison just made it. Trashed him so bad that I was so disgusted. It's not even funny. Okay. But Mac Jones did the same thing that Daniel Jones did, and I think Zach Wilson did, right? They're inside their own 20 running as if Byron ain't following, chasing them without protecting the ball. And all three of them lost the ball. Yes, Byron? I think all three turned into a touchdown.
Yeah.
Okay. So, then another one was just a poor interception that led into a touchdown. The Giants was a poor a field goal that led to a touchdown. These aren't like, as a defensive player, I'm going to take it. You're going to love it. But it wasn't like you made like an incredible play. It was just a really bad play. And they scored, and that helped Dallas win those games. Because if they didn't win those games, you're talking about not giving up 14 points. Other than the Giants game, the score was close. You know what I mean? So even against the Patriots, they gave up 14 points. If you take those 14 points away, I believe the game was closer. right? And then the game plan changes. Now he's gonna play Belichick ball, but you can't do that behind it. Those are three quarterback. I don't think Mac Jones is that bad of a quarterback. I think Zach Wilson is starting to come up. Byron, he started to play pretty decent. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Started to change it. Daniel Jones just got a bad situation there, but there's still three quarterbacks that have to get to the next level. Would you agree? It's not like they're playing against enemies. Each one of us could rattle off 5 different quarterbacks that are better than those 3.
So if you guys didn't have your quarterback, what do you think he would fit in, and who would you want to replace him? Y'all so down on him. I mean, like,
I'm not down. I'm down on Daniel Jones only on in red zone, and Byron and I have arguments with that. But outside of that, for Zach Wilson and for Daniel Jones, for me and Byron, you answer this next. Those 2 guys have 2 horrific offensive lines. Right. And so if you add to that the lack of experience, you add to that the lack of stardom, I guess you would say, it affects them. You know what I mean? And so, it just, that's the problem there. Mac Jones, in his defense, I think I thought he was really the perfect fit for the Patriots, only because he's really smart, and the Patriots have like a massive playbook. I mean, the kid got an MBA in 2.5 years at Alabama, right? And he played with look at all the quarterbacks he played with. Bryce Young,
all the receivers,
Jalen Hurts. He played
Devontae Smith, all the receivers.
No, but I'm saying he played with a lot of quarterbacks where he was learning from too. So granted that he played with a lot of talent with them as well. But when you're playing with a string of quarterback, 4 quarterbacks from Alabama are starting in the NFL. Right. So when you're playing against that quarterback coach has got to know what he's doing. The offensive coach got to know what he's doing, and you're able to be playing against guys that are playing, because Jalen Hurts is playing pretty good football. Would you agree?
Yeah, he playing old school football, brother.
Okay, so my point being is he's playing. He had the ability to play about it. So that's the only thing. Whether I change Daniel Jones or not, it's not. I don't think he's today, as much as I still don't like him in the red zone. Right. I don't think he's not the guy I would change first.
Not because you got
that line. Nobody look at Aaron Rodgers.
Usually when you carry about 9 offensive linemen, most NFL teams 9.
Mm-hmm.
I got a list right here. 6 of them are hurt, like on the did not practice or limited participation in practice. How can you have a functioning line when
are they physically got hurt or just butt hurt?
It's like crazy. Like one of them, where is it? The center got hurt on the tush push, his shoulder.
Oh yeah, that's what they was.
Pert, the tackle they put in for the rookie that almost got Daniel killed, shoulder. You got where's another one? Another one, groin, Lemieux, knee, ankle. Evan Neal made the list. He's on here for his ankle. But how can you have a functioning line when they're all hurt? They're all on the list. They're all hurt.
Yeah, I understand that.
Hey, you ever see the movie The Blind Side?
Yeah, I've seen the movie.
Okay, Byron, remember The Blind Side?
Yeah.
And remember when Michael Orr was beating up on that defensive lineman so bad that they put in that real like little skinny guy with the big old nose. Yeah. That's to me what I would feel like if I was the quarterback starting for the Giants this week.
Jesus.
That's how I would feel. I would be like, oh my God, right? Because I got nothing in front of me. Even if I had starters in front of me, I had nothing.
Vic,
now I don't even have starters in front of me.
Hold on, Vic. He signed that check. He signed the check. He knew what came with that check. No,
he didn't know. No.
Nobody knows that your offensive line
was this bad.
Woo!
Yeah. When you sign the check, you're expecting the other guy signed the check too to play to the level. We just started this podcast with the fact that the guys are playing with no energy.
No.
So they signed the check. That check should have gave him energy.
Yeah, so and the best hasn't played in 4 games. Andrew Thomas hasn't played in 4 games. He played the first game, and he hasn't been back since. And he's their best.
Right.
Exactly. So, all right. So we're going to get to Phil. Well, let's get, all right. Let's get this. No, 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 no. Come on. Let's have some fun with the Cowboys. I'm going to get to
Yeah,
Philly
yeah, yeah. Let's
next.
get the Cowboys.
Let's just get let's get the Cowboys. They got whooped.
They got
They
smacked
got
around.
whooped. They got whooped on both sides of the ball. Yes or
Yeah,
no, Byron? They didn't get whooped.
yeah.
This wasn't a one-sided thing. They got whooped from an offensive perspective. They got whooped from a defensive perspective. They did everything they possibly could do. Right? I like Dak. Right? I just feel sorry that he is playing really bad ever since we talked about it a couple of years ago, right, Byron? That after he got that contract, right? He came out when he got that injury and he waited. He came out playing like fire that I was impressed. I was like, wow, that was when they led the league in offense, remember?
Right. Yeah.
And something happened that he kept throwing to the checkdowns a lot faster, right? Something's wrong. And I think now he's playing bad and mentally, when you're in a town like Dallas and you hear, there's so many Dallas haters and there's a lot of Dallas love people who love Dallas, but that's got to be getting to him. But they got beat down just like I thought was going to happen. I think Byron, did you say it? Let's see how great this defensive line is when they come up against a good offensive line.
And guess what? They got smacked right in the mouth.
Running and passing.
Do you think maybe here we're gonna listen to this, Eric? You're gonna hear this one too. Do you think they miss Ezekiel Elliott?
Hell yeah, they miss. Yeah, you're right, because they could turn around and give him the ball, and on top of that, like Victor said, you need a big back that's going to take them hits. They don't have that right now. They got the little cute back, back there. He ain't really taking too many hits.
Tony Pollard is not Ezekiel Elliott.
He's not built for that. He's not built for that.
No, Ezekiel Elliott gets better the more he gets the ball.
Yep.
Well, he's going to match when the winter time come around. Trust me, and you watch what I tell you. They might be begging for that dude to come back to Dallas.
Nah.
Well, if they do, they're gonna have to break the bank and pay him, because I wouldn't go there.
And then the receivers that they got, like Brandon Cooks, he's not playing well. Michael Gallup, that was supposed to be another one of their guys. He's not playing well. The tight end, they've always had like that really good tight end.
CeeDee Lamb plays well every week.
Yeah, he does every week. But the guys that they normally have, they're not playing as well. Like even at the tight end position, I think Ferguson, the kid, and Spoonmaker, whatever his guy, the kid from Michigan, and those tight ends aren't like the typical Dallas Cowboy tight ends.
They don't know how to read the script, coach. They ain't read the script yet.
But I think Dak is something. Dak's. I would consider Tony Romo more of a gunslinger, a Brett Favre type than Dak. And Dak is making some bad throws, bro. He's just throwing like right to the defensive backs.
I'm not down on Dak, but I'm more down on the fact of his play, because, like you said, it's very disappointing. When Tony Romo, when we played against Dallas and we was playing against Tony Romo, you knew you was going to get a good game out of that guy. Like with Dak, he's bound to do something crazy, and you just like, man, it's the same show, same channel, no different characters. I seen this rerun before. You get tired of it.
And who is the offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys?
When? Right now?
Mike
McCarthy.
There you go.
And they were swearing him up and down the field when they beat the Giants. They were swearing him up and down the field.
Oh, he's the greatest play caller.
That's probably the difference. That's who's probably laughing is Jason Garrett, right? And Kellen Moore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because here you go. This is what's now you wanted the Parcells piece, right? You want to cook the dinner and you want to get the groceries. You got it.
How about that?
And you're not, and it did not look good when you played against a good team.
Well, if they don't make it to the playoffs, he might be looking for a new job too.
Well, he's three. They're three.
He deserved that play he made. He deserved that.
Yeah,
if they don't make it to the playoffs, that's totally his fault. Goodbye. Thank you, but no thank you. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, they'll make it to the playoffs and it'll be one and done like usual.
Yeah, but then if he's one and done, you can't.
He's getting fired.
Well,
if he gets fired,
if he gets fired, right? I'm not going to say it's good decision or not good decision, because in his defense, they've been one and done with every coach they had. Right. So it's hard to where I look at it is if he's not putting up the numbers that he's putting up and he's calling the plays. Because remember, when they were the number one offense, Jason Garrett was calling the plays.
And the only person he can blame is himself.
Who?
McCarthy. If they screw up, just him, nobody else.
So anyhow, hey, I had to pull them up because I had to pull the stats up. I had to do that. I just had no choice. I had no choice in the matter.
You had a choice, man.
And no, I had no choice. Hold on, restream is up. He's gonna tell me what's going on here. All right. These are standings. Here the stat. Okay, here are the stats. All right, team stats. All right, total. Listen to me. They had a total yards 197.
Damn.
Total. That's that West Coast. I don't know. What do they call it? The Texas Coast or whatever. What's the new name he came up with?
I don't know.
Whatever it is.
Tex-Mex offense.
Whatever it is, it didn't work.
Well, anyways, it was a 197 yards total, 140 passing, which is terrible, and only 57 rushing. Look at San Francisco, 421 yards they put on them, right? Passing 251, rushing 170. That's a balanced offense.
Nice and balanced.
Beautiful balance, right? 42-10. Okay, they both lost one fumble, 3 interceptions, 4 sacks allowed. Not for nothing, they were supposed to have one of the best offensive lines. Yes or no, Byron?
What, Dallas?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they paid that right tackle, just made a ton of money, and he didn't look that good against Bosa.
Nope, 4 sacks. Right. Third down efficiency was 36% versus 54%. San Francisco was 54%. They had more than half, if 1 out of 2, more than 1 out of 2, slightly over 1 out of 2 shot of getting that third down conversion. Okay. Time of possession. Oh my God. They were an entire quarter. They had the ball an entire quarter with that many sacks. So that's how well they are. They had the ball for 37 minutes versus 22 minutes on Dallas. That's an entire quarter. It's 15 minutes. That's a full quarter. So literally, Dallas only played 3 quarters that game.
Oh well, stop them.
And so that was a beatdown. And look, Eric, you got to admit that's a beatdown, as you said early in the season.
Hey man, listen, I don't know what's going on with Dallas. I don't know why they play the way that they're playing, but we already know, man. Like at the end of the day, they're gonna do what they do. I really don't like talking about Dallas because it's not nothing to talk about. It's not even a story.
I have fun talking about it,
especially to all the people that talk smack to us, and then you don't see them the whole
They're quiet.
week. God.
We at least face the fire. We have no choice. We have to face the fire. And literally, me and Byron looked the worst we looked last week, and not physically, but like emotionally about our team.
Right.
4 years after doing this, we got to show up
and get beat upside the head.
And get beat up and not signing a check.
Well,
we come with more excitement without signing that big check than those guys do.
I'm on you guys' team tonight, man.
All right. Well, anyhow, listen to me. Look, I think the media does it to Dallas. So in Dallas's defense, Jerry Jones does it because they win a few games and all of a sudden they're going to be the Super Bowl. They're the best team. And so you open up, the braggadociousness opens it up for attack.
No, the worst is Skip Bayless.
This is more money than Gary Pocket.
Why Skip Bayless? Tell me.
Oh my! Are you talking about a homer? They can't do anything wrong. The Dallas Cowboys are the greatest. I met him 30 years ago, and it's like he had excuses after excuse after excuse after excuse. Here, this is what it is. They got smacked in the mouth by a better team, and they lost. But he didn't want to. He didn't want to hear it. He just wanted to go on and on about this and on about that. And it was like a whole 2 hours of just him defending the Dallas Cowboys. They should just take the name of the show, the Dallas Cowboy Show. And just,
I don't like Skip Bayless what he did to Shannon Sharp. So I don't like Skip Bayless. And the
yeah,
fact that he's a Dallas fan, I like him less.
Oh,
now.
well, he covered them down to Dallas, the newspaper he worked for in Dallas for decades.
But you got to give Troy Aikman credit because Troy Aikman, as much as he's a Dallas guy, he doesn't like.
Oh, him too. He's another one.
I don't think he calls the game as it is, right? I mean, he'll call him out. He's called Tony Romo out. He's called these other guys out. But he just he's just not going to turn. He's not going to turn against Skip Bayless. Is a lot worse.
Yeah.
Skip Bayless is a lot worse, right? So all right, so let's go into. I think you're the only undefeated team. Is that correct?
I believe so.
No, it's two up. The 49ers are undefeated.
Oh, yeah, the 49ers. Two.
Yeah, I'm not too focused on anybody. We're not focused on anybody over here. We
so
just
you got to
head down and get to work. And, when we finally lift our heads up, we're standing in gold. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, right. I'm gonna bust your bubble. I'm gonna burst your bubble right now about the Eagles. Let me sit up. Here we go.
Oh, Byron, who are you picking tonight? Just so we can get it in. I already picked the Chiefs. I don't know what the score is.
Yeah, it's easy. The Chiefs.
I thought so. I put you in as the Chiefs, but I just
here. Jalen Hurts is a one-look quarterback.
He's a
one look. When they go into the passing game, the only person he's looking for is AJ Brown. Devontae Smith is not eating. He's not eating the way he used to eat that he ate last year. He's not. He's not getting the ball. That's a fact. That is a fact.
Okay.
And he's always looking for AJ Brown.
This one. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So you and I both know that there's only one football that's on the field.
Right.
And we also understand that everybody has to play a certain position.
Yeah.
And have to stay in their lane. Now, I get it. My man was the Heisman Trophy winner and all of that. That was cute when it was in college. Yeah. Cool. But AJ is a big dog. You ain't going to ignore that. And you also got to understand, we death by paper cuts, 50,000 paper cuts. You still going to die no matter how you look at it. Man, listen, the Eagles have showed that they have an offensive line as well as the defensive line. The only thing that I think that you possibly can attack, and we thought that was going to be an issue, was our linebackers. But now the backups to the backup showed that he can actually play it.
No. Here.
I'm going to tell you right now, you got a problem with your secondary or your passing.
No, I don't see it as much. But
I'm going to give you the stats, baby. Let's get it.
No. We plugged it in. I know what you're talking about. You talking about Scott Donnell.
Listen to me. Here it is. It's first downs, right? By rushing, passing, and by penalty. Okay, you are super balanced in your game right now. You got 55 first downs rushing. You got 52 by passing and 12 by penalty. Okay. Your opponents have your defense is crushing the rushing game, which is awesome. 17, right? First down, your opponents are getting rushing against you. 72 passing.
Okay.
That's a lot. That's a huge disparity, right? And this is a quarterback league, so you got to be careful there, right? So
I think the major issue that we're having, and you guys know it, is the red zone. Like everybody knows it. It's the red zone. If we don't score outside of the red zone, well, we working on that. Remember, we was talking about in the beginning, they going into their preseason games and all of that, blah, 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 blah. We're at a point now where those problems shouldn't be problems. That's when you call the big running backs out and say, hey, listen, take it straight down the lane. All of that cute side to side, that was nice. I need 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That's when you ask Penny, like, hey, Penny, you good? Yeah, all right, We'll get it.
But he hasn't played it at all. So what's up with that?
I don't know what's going on with that.
He hasn't played it at all.
What's going on with that? And it's very confusing because you don't want to use up Swift, and you definitely don't want to use up Kenny G, especially between the tackles. Like, I get it. They can run between the tackles, but they're going to get banged up down there. that's why we started throwing to him little swing passes here and there. But again, it's only one football. How many times can you keep giving the ball to Swift? How many times can you keep giving the ball to Kenny G before they get hurt? Now we opened it up to AJ as well as the other receivers. It was one receiver that I do got a problem with. I dare to hate to mention his name. I'm gonna just say put Z back out there on the field because this guy Watkins, he showed up terrible, man. He had a screenplay. It was basically his trips right. Basically, it was a screenplay. It was broken, not because he didn't want to turn it up. I've never seen a player get the ball and not want to score. I've never seen that ever happen before. But I saw it this past Sunday. You gotta root that out. We don't need that, especially now.
Okay, all right. I want you to admit this here. When Jalen Hurts gets in trouble, who does he look for all the time?
Why would you not look for him?
I'm just.
He the modern day Jerry Rice. I mean, not
whoa, whoa!
I'm sorry. Not Jerry Rice. T.O. I meant to say T.O.
Blasphemy.
I'm sorry.
That's blasphemy.
I meant to say T.O. He the modern day T.O. And the reason why is because name a D-back that can stand in front of him right now, head up, and go up in the air and get the ball. And name a D-back, and I'm talking about any safety that's in the league right now, if he got the ball in open field, who going to tackle him?
There's a bunch of them that would tackle him.
What?
Patrick Surtain.
Patrick Surtain. Micah Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
What? Did you watch the game last year when we played against Micah Fitzpatrick?
Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, there's a few.
We about to find out this week, right?
But let me tell you something. When you guys lost the Super Bowl last year, you know how I felt, what I attribute to, and I picked Philly. You know, I'll never go against Patrick. I'll never go against Patrick Mahomes again. But I blamed the defensive coordinator for losing that game.
I thought you said it was because he fumbled. Jalen Hurts fumbled
last year.
You said on that fumble is the reason why they ended up losing the Super Bowl because
no.
Well, they did return the one for
they returned.
Yeah, but that wasn't. It was the defense. The defense didn't touch Mahomes at all. But I mean, he didn't. You guys had 70. You had 71 sacks. You had one of the best defensive lines. They were comparing you guys close to the Bears, and the defense lets you down. And my fan, and then the guy ends up getting a head coach job at the Cardinals. Stinks, but they beat.
Yeah,
right. So but you got to give Patrick Mahomes credit. You got to give Andy Reid, Bieniemy, all of them credit. Give them all credit. But you should have adjusted. And like Byron said, that coach never adjusted. Well, there you go. You lost the Super Bowl because of it. But my point being is, if that's true, I am telling you, you have a problem now. Now again, it's early in the season, and you guys got to address it. But I'm going to give you some stats that this is even worse than I thought. Right? I gave you stats about
the slot corner. That's what you're talking about?
I'm not. You talking about me or Byron?
No, I'm actually. You said it's the issue. The issue.
Your issue is your defense against the pass. You have a problem. Wait, hold on. Two things, and then you mentioned it too. The red zone. So right. One is the red zone, which is your spot on. I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, here, you guys, your total passing yards, right, is 1262 versus your opponent's is 1238, which is not a lot, right? You're averaging 4.6 rushing yards a game. That's pretty good against your opponents that are
5 yards a carry. But ahead.
That's really good, right? So versus your opponents, I mean, your total rushing yards 820 versus your opponent's 306. Okay, that's phenomenal. But here's the problem, right? You got your opponents. Your opponents are 2 for 2 on field goals. Dude, you guys got 16 of 17 field goals. That means most of the time your scoring is field goals. Why? Because your touchdowns are 13 against your opponents who have 14. So you're winning games because you're out kicking them. You ain't outscoring them. Your total rushing, passing, and returns the total rushing and passing. 6. No, that's not one. Your turnover ratio is 2. Is not so bad. But again, that's a lot of field goals, like you said, in the rushing zone. And then your touchdowns are equivalent to your opponents, right? So when you start playing against teams that someone's coming in, Clyde Hawthorne.
Yeah, that's my guy. I told him to come in. He coaches at Roman Catholic here in Philadelphia.
Clyde, welcome to the Jersey Boys Sports Talk. Victor Arocho and Byron Jones and Eric Winters.
There you go.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, he's on now. How you doing, Clyde?
How you doing?
Good. Are you? Who's your team?
The Eagles.
All right, good.
Another one.
Good. Well, that's good. So listen, we're talking about
Clyde,
you.
don't let him talk to you. Like
So Clyde, I don't know if you were listening beforehand. I was going about the Eagles. You guys definitely, you're one of the top teams in the NFL. There's no doubt. Eric brought up some good points, and then I'm bringing up some points as well, and Byron. And the points that Eric brought up is you got some concern with the red zone, and the stats are showing it because it's showing that you have a tremendous, your touchdown ratios is like one less than your opponents have, but you're like 16 of 17 field goals. That means you're winning, and you're winning by you're not scoring 6 points when you need to score more 6 points, and you're going to be playing in a quarterback league. And then the passing it's again, the passing touchdowns that you're giving up are high compared to rushing. You guys are solid, but you're passing, you're giving up a lot more passing touchdowns. Touchdowns by passing, right? You look it up. Here it is. This is what I was reading. I apologize. Touchdowns. So you guys have 6 touchdowns rushing, 6 touchdowns passing. That's balanced, except for you have, 16 field goals, where your opponents have 2 touchdowns rushing, which goes back to how good your rush defense is. But you guys only got 6 passing touchdowns. Your opponents have 11. So your opponents are able to score via the pass, and they're able to get more first downs via the pass. So I think you got a problem with a little bit. You got to shore up your passing defense. That's it. I'll let you guys talk from there.
Yeah, those are some very good numbers. A lot of balance there, but it's early. We're 5-0, and we're just more talented to all the teams we didn't play so far. That's why we're 5-0. But the discrepancy with the passing touchdowns and with the defense is we have a new defensive coordinator. It's simpler. It's not the same philosophy or the same terminology from what it was a year ago or for the past 2 years. That what's that? Whatever our D coordinator was, I forget his name already.
Rich Gannon.
Rich Gannon.
No, not Rich
Gannon.
No, the defensive coordinator.
That's his name, Sean Desai.
No, it's about the old one. I'm talking about the old one.
Oh shit!
He's the head coach of
He's the head coach of the Cardinals.
I forgot.
Gannon.
So it's a different philosophy. So yeah, we have mostly the same players besides our safeties, but it's just a philosophy. Just have to get up on their lingo and how they want things ran. Because Darius Slay is still a good corner. He's still an all-pro type corner, but when you play a team game, you have to fit in what the coach wants. And sometimes it makes you look bad. As simple as that. But you're a player, he's a coach for a reason. And
okay. Go ahead.
And with the offense in the red zone, it's the same thing. It's a coaching thing. It's simple as that. It's just a coaching thing because the talent is there. It's just what plays are you calling as the offensive coach that we can't score in the red zone. Yes, we have one of the most reliable kickers in the league, but he shouldn't have as many points as he should right now.
Not in 5 games. That's 3 field goals a game.
Right, and he's outscored what I think I read today. All his total points, he's had scored more points than the whole entire New York Giants.
Hey man, they Giants fans. You gotta chill.
Hey, but wait a second. I don't have offense to that. That's a fact. I mean, we're listen to me. Before Miami's game, we were outscored 77-6 in the first half. 77-6, bro. So I got no qualms with that. There's nothing I can say. I think what Byron, you were going to say something before I go.
Okay. Now we're talking about their whole concept change on defense. Where did the defensive coordinator come from? Was he in-house guy? or somebody they brought from
He,
somewhere else?
no, he wasn't a house cat.
No,
Well,
they
he
brought him
is,
from
you know.
he was I think Seattle.
Yeah, he
Okay.
did. He came from Seattle.
And then on the offensive side, what's his name? Bobby Johnson, I think his name is.
Brian
Yeah.
Johnson.
The offensive coordinator, he was there already. So pretty
Yeah.
much the stuff that they're running should, probably be the same. And
But-
like
Not
I told,
necessarily.
eh,
Not necessarily. It's still some similarities, but as an offensive coordinator, you can add your own little things to it. That's the
Well,
power you have as a coordinator.
yeah, but was it Nick Sirianni? Does he call any of the plays? I really don't know. Does he call any of them?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't call them. No.
Okay.
Okay. I look. I don't necessarily look. I'm not saying I don't think I agree with you that it's play calling in the red zone. I just think they got a problem. They got to adjust. I did start. I don't know if you heard the beginning of the show. Eric heard me. I said that it's still early. We're all in agreement at how the first two games seem to be still preseason games. I think that I'm giving Philadelphia props that you're 5-0, and I still think you're a better team than how you're playing. And I believe Eric agreed with that. So, and I think you're saying the same thing, Clyde, if I heard you correctly. But you do have to look at those. I mean, if you get a chance, go look at the stats. You're going to have to address the fact that your teams are, if they score, they're going to score 6 instead of 3. They're scoring, and it's all in the air. Now it makes sense too if you look at it, because you're stopping the run so bad they got to pass, right? So maybe their attempts are there. Maybe it's skewed because your run defense is just so dominant that you have to do it. But man, you got to lock down the passing, and then you can't be averaging 3 field goals a game. You know what I mean? Now, if you end up winning the Super Bowl and it happens, then I'm totally wrong. I'm just saying that you're going to come. It's like I always believed, when a team, whether it's the Cowboy, the Giants, or any team, when you're playing against, the other team that is, if the ball is in his hands, you got to be. If you're playing against Brady, you can't settle for field goals. You're better off going for 4th down and going for 6 because you got a problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
You cannot, when you're in the red zone, you better get 6. And I think Eric was saying, his concern was that you're in the red zone, you want 6, not 3s, right? I'll take 3s if I'm not in the red zone. I get it. Right.
But that's the problem. We score from outside of the red zone so often, it just don't make no sense. And then I feel like it's not even geared to actually score in the red zone because we haven't used Penny yet. Like, I'm still stuck on why haven't we used our big running back? What was the purpose of keeping him?
Yeah, but you got a great running quarterback too that should be able to score, though. I mean, Jalen, he would scare me. He would scare me in the red zone as a defensive back. I hate guys like him.
Yeah, he took a hit this past week, and I was like, I don't even know how he made it. It had to be because he whatever he squat. But at the end of the day, you really don't want your quarterback running around like that unless he has to. RG3 when he got lit up, remember that? But
but Jalen Hurts, he's not an RG3. Yeah.
No,
you got to look how RG3 was built. Like, he's not built like Jalen physically.
Yeah, he wasn't as big, and Jalen and RG3, in my opinion, was a guy. He's like what my problem with Lamar Jackson. Those guys, once they take off, they're so talented and fast. They're going to their goal is to run. Where Jalen and Patrick Mahomes, they can run, but when they run, they're going to try not to run. They're going to try to throw it before they reach the scrimmage. You know what I mean?
I just want you guys to agree to disagree. Do we have a lot of weapons and there's only one football? Yes or no?
Yes.
And I believe that's the issue why we can't score in the red zone. Because it's too many weapons. It's too many weapons.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, that makes no sense. I'll take all the weapons in the world.
That makes no sense. That's like saying I'm not going to pull out the machine gun and I'm going to let them shoot me a couple times. It's just no offense. No offense. If you got that many weapons in the red zone, you should score every time.
I just want to know why they're not throwing the ball to Devontae Smith. It's
only one football.
Nah, guys, it don't work that way. There's progressions. Games are played by who's the hot guy, who is.
I guarantee you,
look, it's not play that game. It's a progression game. Just no way. If they already know that they're throwing all the time to this guy, Devontae Smith needs the ball. It's no different than when I said that about Odell Beckham when he was with the Browns and they weren't throwing the ball. He played half a season with the Rams and got more receptions and more targets in 8 games in a year and a half with the Browns, right? So you got to throw Beckham.
I said, ooh, I didn't say, ooh. I said, damn, I didn't know that.
A year and a half, and you paid all that money. The Browns are just stupid to begin with, anyways. But anyhow, you're going for you guys to win. Use your weapons. You know what I mean? It's the opposite. I think John, one of our co-hosts last week said almost the opposite to what you just said. Was that the Dolphins is that they opened up their playbook too early. Like they're showing all their weapons so early that the defenses are going, oh, they got that play. Oh, they got that play. That makes sense. Don't use all your weapons too early. But if you got weapons, you need to start scoring 7. Dominate those teams and get your player because those guys want to be happy too. You need to keep Devontae Smith happy.
Oh, what about this? Here, Eric might have seen this, or maybe I saw something else. But wasn't it like 2 or 3 games ago? AJ Brown was complaining about something on the sideline.
The squeaky wheel gets the oil. Yeah,
and then all of a sudden now they're throwing it to him like crazy because he complained about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not saying, but that's how you cause dissension within the team, though. I mean,
but then your response should be to him. There's only one ball.
Hey, there's only
one ball. AJ Brown, come on, don't cause dissension.
But no, every receiver, running back wants the ball. They're going to voice it. It's just how they express it. AJ Brown is having to get caught on camera doing it. Devontae Smith I'm pretty sure he has said something about not getting the ball. But you got to think about how their offense. Okay, everybody on the offense knows everybody has talent. Any given play, we can throw the ball to one guy and we'll be successful. They have to buy into the team mentality that, okay, this is not my game. Let me run these clearing routes to open this middle of the field up for AJ Brown. Cool. If they buy into that, you're good. Because guess what? I'm pretty sure next week, this week when we play the Jets, that first drive, Devontae Smith getting 3 passes on the first drive, right off the bat. Just to let you get.
I know who shouldn't get no passes.
If he does, then they're doing the right thing, right? They need to do that. This is you got to feed your talent. I don't care how many balls there are. You got to feed your talent.
There's only one ball. You can't feed everybody. Everybody can't eat. Everybody can't eat.
But if you run enough plays, you can give them nibbles.
Right. Everybody can eat. Everybody can eat. You just have to know as a coach, you have to give them their expectations for the season. This is how it's going to go. These are the numbers we expect you to get. No matter what happens throughout the season, at the end of the season, these are the numbers we expect you to have. And as a player, you're going to accept it or say fuck it and be a little bit.
PG.
I'm sorry.
Leave it to a Philly fan.
Hey.
But anyhow, look, like I said, I do believe you have way more talent. You're 5-0. Congratulations. 1, 2. I also believe that you're better than you're playing. So that's scary. This just now, can you get to that next level, right? It's because remember, it ain't easy to keep notching it up when you're winning, right? Sometimes complacency sits in, but you don't want. Imagine being. You just mentioned. I'm not saying that there's dissension there, but you're 5-0 and you had a receiver complaining.
I mean, but that's just his aura.
I get it, but this becomes a problem. That's all I'm saying to you, right? Guys want to be targeted, and it's going to be you want to look at targets. If Devontae Smith was targeted at least enough times, he may not be bothered, right? Because we're only seeing catches, right? You got to remember, it's all about targets. As long as the ball's thrown his way, and if he's not open, and he doesn't get it, or whatever happens. But you got the problem with Odell Beckham, which me and Byron were discussing, and I was arguing they targeted him like 6 times in the first 6 games. You can't do that to an Odell Beckham. I don't care he's that good. You better throw the ball in his direction.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm with that.
Well,
You know,
let's go to defense. Right. Jalen Carter. Let's talk about him real quick. Defensive rookie of the year. He is.
You talking about the man child?
He is a beast. Jalen Carter.
Man child.
Oh yeah.
God, man.
Yes, he is.
So I'm not comparing because I don't remember. I remember vaguely, but you probably remember more than I do because you guys are older.
I think comparable. I appreciate comparable. That.
No, I'm throwing it out there because you guys, you hold a certain status of gray hair.
I got a lot of gray hair, but
right?
What are you talking about?
The question I'm asking is,
what are you talking about gray hair?
What I'm asking is he comparable to Jerome Brown?
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, Jerome Brown was.
You guys, he played against y'all. Is he comparable to him?
And where was he from? The U. Jerome Brown. Yeah,
yes, he was.
Not a Jerome Brown guy or not? Because I remember.
Yeah, I would say
the only thing different is that Jalen Carter is bigger, like a lot bigger.
Than Jerome Brown?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jerome Brown wasn't that big. He wasn't that tall.
Yeah, he wasn't that big at all.
And he's the one that shows Warren Sapp how to play D-tackle.
Warren Sapp's not that big either.
No, he's not either.
Warren Sapp's like 6'1", 6 foot maybe. Yeah. I mean, think about it. That's not that big for a lineman. I mean,
Jalen Carter.
Byron's 6'6". What's Jalen Carter? 6'5"?
6'5", 6'6". Yeah.
I mean, that's when you imagine those guys were good at that size. This guy's is good with 6 more inches, 5 to 6 more inches. That adds a lot more.
And probably about 40 pounds on both of them.
Yo, do you see how they actually destroy these offensive linemen when they try to double team block him?
Yep.
Well, that's my point. That you're a defensive rush, but that's my problem with last year's Super Bowl. You guys had such a good defensive line. You had such everything, and they didn't adjust the pressure. So let's hope that they don't rely. You got to pressure, keep that game going. But I'm telling you, watch the secondary, watch your passing, right? Because at the end of the day. I don't remember the last team that has won just running the ball down the field.
Seattle would have won a Super Bowl if they did run the ball.
Time out. They didn't run the ball down the field.
Yes,
they didn't run the ball. Oh yeah, they did run the ball.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. And then they decided this, right? Then they decided to pass.
Yeah, let me throw the ball in the end zone.
And look what happened, right? It was that was the worst play in Super Bowl history. But all I'm just saying to you is that again, outside of that, and that was a bad play there. At the end of the day, it comes down to the ball in the quarterback's hand, right?
Yep.
And so let's hopefully that they figure that out because you got the rush down because you stop. I mean, you're like 600 yards difference in what you're running and compared to what your opposing team. That's huge. I mean, 600 yards. That's almost 100 yards a game.
I'm just saying it's a beautiful problem to have.
It's fixable. It's just something you got to watch about. One, your red zone. Okay, let's get to the Commanders, and before we do our picks, real quick, bro. I cannot believe the Commanders.
Brian,
our picks are so bad.
Because of them. Every week
it's the Colts.
The Commanders,
the Jaguars. I mean, every team that's looking good looks terrible. Then they look good. I mean. I don't know about you guys if you watch any other than the games, but would you expect the Chicago to blow out the Commanders with that defense?
They played Sunday night, then they came right back and played Thursday.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Who they played us, right?
It was Chicago. No, it was the Commanders against the Chicago Bears.
They played that Sunday. Who did they play Sunday? And then they turned around and played Chicago.
They played the Eagles.
Right. And so they may have just only geared up to play against the Eagles, but not play against Chicago because Chicago hasn't been that good.
Chicago has been terrible. Like right now, who do you think is the worst team in football right now?
Jesus.
That's easy.
Who?
The New York Football Giants.
I don't know. I think the Broncos are pretty close.
I was gonna say that the Broncos. I'm about to say
Broncos are pretty close. I think Chicago's pretty. I think those three teams are really bad. Even the Jets are better than those three teams.
Yeah, we get to play them at the end of the month.
Don't forget about the Panthers. They're horrible.
yeah, the Panthers.
Yeah, they haven't won a game either.
Yeah, the
That's
Panthers.
the style. That's always been the.
Hey, I do want to give props to the Jones family and the extended your other side. I forgot the name of your other side of your family because they're all Detroit and Detroit Lions. The Wilson clan from Detroit because Detroit's actually playing better than I was expecting.
Everybody.
I like Jared Goff. I thought Jared Goff would do well. I just didn't think they were going to be as good because just Detroit just is Detroit, like Chicago. So, but the Commanders let us down. They killed us, man. The Jags, the Colts, every team that I don't even know how to pick. I feel embarrassed to do it. We did this picking and we look so bad. It's terrible. But I don't think we're the only one. Every time I turn on the sports on the following Monday, every sportscast is like, I can't believe that team just won. We don't even know who's going to win every week, except for there's certain teams we know we're going to win,
like the Jags and the Bills overseas. You never think the Jags would beat the Bills.
Not the way the Bills were playing. That's why I don't trust the Bills. Remember, I told you in the beginning, I don't trust the Bills.
That was jet lag. I'm just going to say that.
Well, the Jaguars had jet lag too.
No, they stayed there because they had played.
No, they stayed there.
Got it. Yeah. Oh, so okay. The second game they stayed for was the Bills. Got it. Oh, that could have been it. But either case, it didn't look good. All right, guys, let's start. Byron, let's get real quick.
Yeah, this should be interesting.
Huh?
This should be interesting again.
Let's. I'm not even go to the numbers. Let's just get to the picks. Ravens. These are so hard. I don't even know. There's some that are easy. And Ravens versus. Look at the Ravens lost. I mean, I don't understand these guys. Ravens Titans.
Ravens.
You got Ravens.
Yeah.
All right. I like the Ravens too. So I can't believe Lamar's gonna lose twice. Dolphins, Panthers, that should be easy.
Dolphins.
Let me tell you, a Dolphin game, that was do you agree that the Dolphins did not look?
Their offensive line is is just done.
Okay, here's a tough game. By the way, shout out to CJ Stroud to so far proving the Ohio State curse of quarterbacks wrong.
That is true.
Yeah,
he's probably the best beginning ever of Ohio State quarterback. Saints, Titans, that's a tough one.
I'm going with the Titans at home.
No, Texans. I'm sorry.
Texans. Texans at home. I'm going with them.
Texans. Let's see. I'm gonna go Saints. No, I'm gonna go with the Texans because I like this kid. Falcons, Commanders.
Commanders. Sam Howell's gonna come back.
Okay, I'm gonna go. All right, let me mix it up then. I'll pick the Falcons. So we're not seeing.
We're gonna go opposite again.
I'm not gonna go out. We can't afford to go opposite. We're both doing so bad that it doesn't matter. I mean, we're not doing well. Colts, Jags, that's a crazy game.
Jags at home.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna pick Jags as well, but I'm gonna be upset because the Colts actually looked good last week.
Well, the quarterback's out for a while, like 4 weeks,
that's right.
5 weeks.
Yeah, but they still won.
Yeah, they got Gardner Minshew, the guy with the mustache.
Minshew.
Matt.
All right, Bengals, Seahawks at the Bengals.
Oof. Bengals at home.
Yeah, they're at home. All right, I'm gonna Bengals too. Okay, I'm gonna go first on this one. I'm gonna pick the Vikings over the Bears. I can't believe Bears will win 2 games in a row. Who are you picking?
They're missing a receiver, right?
Who?
Justin Jefferson's not playing.
Oh my God, really? No, I didn't.
I'm going with the Bears at home.
Yeah, I just don't think the Bears could win 2 games in a row. 49er Browns. That's easy.
49ers.
Yeah, I won't go against you on that one. Oh God, this is a terrible game. Patriots at the Raiders.
Raiders.
I
say Raiders.
Yeah, I would say that's what I'm picking.
Yeah, Raiders.
Lions at Bucks. I know who you're picking.
The Lions.
Come on, Yeah, I'm going with them Lions, man. They're going to the Super Bowl.
Okay, I'm gonna pick the Bucks. I'm gonna pick
Definitely.
I'm gonna pick the Bucks, even though it's
Making the bullet over there.
Rams, Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Rams at home.
Yeah, I'm picking the Rams too. Okay, Eagles and Jets. That should be easy for our two guests.
Eagles.
Yeah.
You know I'm gonna be difficult today. I'm gonna say the Jets.
Oh my goodness.
All right,
Oh.
I'm gonna pick the Eagles because I think the Jets can go 2-0. Hey, listen to me. I didn't pick the Jets last week, but I was happy they won. Oh my God. Giant Bills at Bills.
Ooh.
Man, I'm going with the G-men in the upset.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I need to win. I need to win, so I'm picking the Bills.
Yeah, right.
I'm going with the G-men.
Okay.
I'm going with the heart on that one.
All right, so here's a dilemma on this game, guys. We got the Cowboys at the Chargers. Now let me tee this game up before we pick, okay?
All right.
All right. So I like the Chargers, right? I can't stand their coach. Like I think that coach should have been.
Yeah, that's that guy.
Brandon Staley should have been fired 2 years ago when he lost the game that he needed to tie to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So that guy should have been fired. And then he lost when he was up 27 points, lost to the Jaguars, and he's a defensive coordinator. Should have been fired then. Should have been fired on the loss to the Miami. Should have been fired, right? But I like the Chargers. Here's the dilemma. The Cowboys are like 9-1 coming off of a loss. So I'm gonna let you. They're 9-1 coming off of a loss. So I wanted to give you that data first before this is our last pick of the night.
Oh no, that quarterback pretty good, man.
Justin Herbert.
I know you're not talking about Dak.
Hell no, I ain't talking about him.
Remember, we got listeners. We just live and we got listeners.
I don't. All
right, so who you picking?
I'm picking the Chargers. I'm going with the Chargers. The team.
It's Monday night.
I'm going with that. The world's greatest coach, should be coach of the year, Brandon Staley.
Oh my God!
I'm going to say that.
Eric, he says that to get under my skin.
He is a great coach. I love him.
Okay, I just don't like the Cowboys. I'd like to see them lose another game, so I'm gonna pick the Chargers. But let me tell you something. So I got, one of my co-hosts is John. You've been on the show before with him, Eric. Shout out to Uncle Eric if he's around, if he's actually watching. So, shoot, what was I gonna say? Hold on a second. Wait, we're about to wrap this up real quick, and. Okay, Clyde. So Clyde and Eric, here's the deal with I got John, who's one of our co-hosts that comes on from time to time, my fraternity brother. Him and Byron love to egg me on because they feel that Staley is the greatest coach in the world. But for two different reasons, right? Byron says that just to go against me. Period. That's all it is, right? And my fraternity brother says it because he's a Bronco fan. So he wants them to keep him because he's such a bad coach that it helps the Broncos, even though the Broncos need a lot more help than Staley.
Not a bad coach, man. Stop saying that.
Dude, he's a bad coach, man. I mean, did you not see the clip? Guys, let me ask you a question. Do Clyde and Eric, do you have respect for Jimmy Johnson as a coach?
Jimmy Johnson?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have respect for Terry Bradshaw?
As what?
As a player, as an NFL player, as a
Yeah. I mean, I've never seen him play before, but go ahead.
You didn't see him play before, but he's got 4 Super Bowls, 2 MVPs, and he played in the hardest time in football, right? I mean, he had barely any teeth. Think about it; it was bad. It wasn't the game. That he
I got respect for him.
That brother, he would have probably put up a lot more stuff than he did if Bradshaw was playing in his prime right now, Byron. He put up a lot of points.
No, I don't.
He was like that back in the day.
He was more like a gunslinger, man. And you figure he had 2 Hall of Fame receivers. He had Stallworth and Swanson.
So you have, but let's take that team. with today's like kind of athlete, make them today's athlete, make them all the same with the rules that are in place today, that team would be putting up 50, 60 points a game.
Well, Mel
You had
Blunt,
Franco Harris, you had incredible defense. That was a solid team. They went 4 Super Bowls. Man.
Is this before they started drug testing?
they were drug testing then.
They were always drug testing, but
No, they weren't. You know,
listen to me, Eric. I think they did less drugs. They did less drugs then than they did now. I think they did. I'm just telling you my opinion. I'm just telling you. Yeah, but that's baseball.
No,
I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm talking about football too.
I think football did more drugs to get them back on the field. Why they're hurt more than they did for performance enhancement. Right?
Whoa.
Just my opinion.
Hey, talk to the guy that was there.
He wasn't playing with Bradshaw.
I'm just saying.
Put the brother that old, Derek. Man, I thought he was your friend.
I'm just saying during my time.
Man, he's got slide. He's got Byron playing with laces. He's got like leather helmets.
I'm not that old.
He's got Byron playing with leather helmets. Byron didn't play with leather helmets.
I was close though, high school.
It didn't play leather helmets in the hand.
It was close though. Well, we were per there.
We had lousy helmets.
We had lousy stuff there.
We had lousy helmets, but we didn't have leather helmets.
I'm just saying. Before,
hey, Clyde, he knew Nitrate Lane in his rookie year, man.
Oh, I ain't that old, man. That's in the 50s. I ain't that old.
That is wrong. That is just wrong.
That's so wrong.
So my point being is those guys were on national television, literally stating they wouldn't have that guy coaching my team. Both Jimmy Johnson, Terry Bradshaw, and I think pretty much the panel was all in agreement, even Michael Strahan. So they just think the guy, ain't nothing against personally the guy. He's probably a good defensive coordinator, even though he's not showing it as a head coach. There's some guys like Spagnuolo. Spagnola's a great defensive coach. He's just not a good head coach.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys. Wade Cook. There's a lot of guys that were good.
Rex Ryan.
Rex Ryan. I mean, there's a lot of guys that were great at the highest level in either defense or offense, but just weren't good coaches. So I'm not taking away from their coaching ability. This guy just should not be a head coach. Neither should the Cardinals coach, because to my opinion, he lost the Super Bowl for Philly.
Well, anyhow, he's good. He's got a job now. That's all that matters.
Yeah, as long as you got, I mean, look, they're always, come on, Byron. You always say it's a good old boy. But you said, what did you say? You got to screw up to move up.
So every time Chelsea catch the ball, we got to look at what's her name again?
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, we got to look at her
every time. Every time.
That's not
I'm done with it. I'm done with watching it.
That's not bad. I kind of like it.
I'm watching Thursday Night Football. Every time we catch the ball, they show a picture of her.
Is she in the stadium?
Yeah, she's in the stadium. Of course.
Because she was not in the stadium. She was not in the stadium last game, and now they called it the Taylor Swift curse because he got injured. So I mean, you can't win. You can't win. So hey, listen to me. They did the same thing when Tony Romo was dating Carrie Underwood, the girl who won.
Yeah, you're right.
Every time there's an actress or there's a singer, a pop star, it's immediate news. You understand?
Okay.
I mean, in tennis, when they have the actress, it's racing, same thing. It really doesn't matter. As long as there's another superstar, they're gonna show them, right? I mean, look at the Super Bowl. They go in basketball. Don't they show all the Hollywood stars or the musicians if they're at the game?
Yeah, because they're paying $25,000 sitting in that seat.
Well, they're also showing them because people want to stay, people who don't normally like the game watch the game. By the way, his jersey sales went up 400 and something %. Okay,
well, that's all the Swifties is buying his damn jersey.
And you got to give Patrick Mahomes kudos for like mentioning it.
I'm not hating for the man. If he got a nice catch, he got a nice.
But I got a question for Byron because I forgot to ask Byron last week. Listen to this, Eric. You're gonna like this because Byron was on my case for 4 years, Clyde. 4 years. Okay. I would always say, look, one thing I loved about Brady is that Brady would give up money, right? So he can get his players, so he can have his team. And as soon as I said that, Byron would go, oh, if I had a wife that was worth $450 million, I would too, blah, blah, blah. So here's
the truth.
Okay, stop.
Okay.
If Kelsey marries Taylor Swift, will he give up money for players because she's worth 720? She's worth more than Giselle. She's only 31.
Well, he's 34-year tight end. He ain't got much more time to play. So
that was not my question. That's not my question.
Yes. What?
Will he give up some money if he marries Taylor Swift?
No, man, don't say that all loud.
I want to say something else, but I can't.
Keep it PG. I'm asking you, right? If he's under contract and they know they want to get, another player to help him so he can play a little longer, will he surrender some money because his wife got banked?
Hold on, my wife want to speak real quick.
I can answer that for you. It's a hefty no. He's not. No, fuck him.
Yeah, thank you.
No,
It says PG. No, my God, that's a wife. I can't wait. Now, Philly people, man, what's up, ma'am? I love you with all due respect. It's a Christian show. So she said no. Okay, I would agree. So I just had to throw that at Byron because I couldn't wait to talk to him. Because finally,
get my answer.
Go ahead. What?
No, because Kelsey likes brown sugar.
Oh, tell him again.
Kelsey likes brown sugar.
Okay, but she's far from brown sugar. She's as flour as you can be. I mean, she's flour. Like
no,
she's bleached. She's bleached flour.
She's temporary. She's temporary. Temporary.
All right, so he's going. Yeah, all right, so he's just going for okay, whatever he's going for.
Kelsey likes brown sugar.
Okay, well, I don't blame him, but I'm just saying that she can't be any farther than from the opposite than brown sugar.
I know, but I'm just letting you know.
Just to put it this way, she started in country.
Yeah.
Okay, now she's a pop star. So all right, well, let's end it with that, and let's end it with so we be careful who we let. We gotta be careful who we let Eric bring on. With all respect, Miss Winters, it's a pleasure. All respect, but I was not expecting that one. All righty, so back to our Christian roots. All right, so look, don't forget every Thursday 8:00. Please subscribe to our show. Clyde, thank you for joining us on our show. Mrs. Winters, thank you for joining our show. Eric, always a pleasure. Please,
thank you.
Please share this out with your friends. Our subscribers mean a lot to us. Refer to us. I think you had fun. Did you have fun, Clyde, coming on the podcast?
I did. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Thanks for having me.
No, I appreciate it. Okay, great. Listen, I have one thing is, we always have referrals. We also try to remind everybody to the military, things are going crazy in Hamas. Prayers to the people out there and the children and Americans and everybody, that are going through that. And we always want, to remind people that, $25, $5, 10, 15, 50, whatever you can to the Wounded Warriors Project. Will help out our warriors that come back or injured and they need their houses retrofit or they need prosthetics and so forth. And we, today's show is brought to you by GravyStack. GravyStack is a banking app and mobile app for kids and teens, kids from 6 all the way through college. Co-founder Scott Donnell of GravyStack is the author of Value Creation Kids. So if you have kids anywhere from 6, you can check in on our affiliate piece. It shows your kids how to save, how to spend, and how to share money on great principles. It helps them to become an asset to your family instead of a liability. And not that your kids are a liability, meaning it helps them stop asking for money, helps them learn how to earn money. You get a checklist on your refrigerator. They do these things around the house and immediately they get money that goes into their bank account, plus they get a debit card. Traditional school lacks practical money education. GravyStack bridges that gap. GravyStack offers a unique solution, banking and investing apps for ages 6 and up, combining gaming and real-world financial skills. Check out the link below on our affiliate link. Again, if you like our show, smash the like button. Go to our podcast. Tune in every week, Jersey Boys Sports Talk. And we have Sports Talk 101 on Tuesdays at 10 p.m. It's the update all around the sports. Join us next Thursday. I'm glad you guys had some fun. It was pretty interesting. Hey, way, this is the first time we only staying on the NFC East. By the way, I'm going to end it with Sean Watson is out. So we're still watching that, see whether the jury's out, whether that was a good deal or not. Gentlemen, God bless you, your family, and your extended family. Thank you always, Byron. Byron, did you get the picture I sent you about your sister and I?
Yeah, that was a little too close to my sister, but we'll talk about that later.
You're too close to your sister?
Yeah, you were a little bit. No, I'm saying you were a little bit too close.
Her husband was right there. He took the picture, dude. She said to take the picture. Oh, stop it. Too close. That's my girl. Vonda's awesome. And so is your whole family. The Jones family got nothing but love and respect. Her husband was there. In fact, her husband was like, "Hey, aren't you the one that does the show with Byron?" I go, "Yeah, that's me." And he took the picture. So if he's okay with it, you leave your sister alone. All righty. God
Whatever,
bless.
man.
Yeah, all right. Well, you have a great day. Everybody, good night. We'll see you next Thursday. Thanks again. God bless. Peace.
God bless you. Have a good night.